All-Star Break Predictions Part 4, taking a look at starting pitchers and relievers. Should Clayton Kershaw still be the best rated pitcher in the game? And also let's talk about the challenge with ranking closers. So we've already talked about hitters, upgrades, downgrades in the first 3 parts of this series. And remember, developers said during this stream you're seeing there would be a big roster update coming around the All-Star break, and the link is in the description about that video that they talked in. But for this video, here's how I went about predicting pitcher upgrades and downgrades. I want you to understand this. When you're looking at Kershaw's attributes, I ranked innings pitched or stamina there, and then the other per 9 categories: hits, strikeouts, walks, and home runs. It's similar to FIP if you're familiar with that stat. I'm not factoring the other half of their attributes you're seeing on the screen though, because some of those are so subjective that developers rate, and I'm not going to get into breaking and velocity either. So take all of these rankings, this video, with a grain of salt. I think the most important thing you should do with them is look at the trends that could mean an upgrade or downgrade in MLB 15 The Show. I average those attribute rankings and I put them in a spreadsheet, which I'll have a link in the description as well. You can download it there, it's all free, and it has so many more pitchers than the 30 we'll cover in this video. So let's take a look at the top 30 starters, starting with the top 5. It shouldn't be a surprise that this is how the top 5 look: Scherzer, Sale, Kershaw, Cueto, then Greinke. Cueto 4th best hits per 9 in all of baseball, and we'll break down the other guys here in a second. Starting with Max Scherzer, 5th best hits per 9, 6th best strikeouts per 9, and he's also got the 5th best walks per 9. So I think some of those categories there, the 85, 90, 78, 76, could all go up for him. I think 99 is really what we're looking at here, the best pitcher in baseball right now statistically. And at number 2, when we average the attributes, Chris Sale, the best strikeout rate in baseball, basically tied with Kershaw. But when we look at that 81 K per 9, that's got to go into the 90s, maybe upper 80s. And the hits per 9, he's actually 12th best. So that 77 should jump into the 80s as well. He'll get an upgrade. Clayton Kershaw, still very good. 21st hits per 9, 2nd best strikeouts, 26th for walks per 9. And remember, past years do get weighted into that overall. In other words, I think he's safe at 99. I think we could have a Kershaw and Scherzer 99 overall. Now, Zach Greinke leads Major League Baseball in hits per 9, so that 72 should be going up. He'll be a diamond, I believe, but 59th best in strikeouts and on 13th in walks. 13th is very good, but he's just not going to be with the other guys, not anywhere close to a 99. Moving over to 6 through 10, here you go. DeGrom, Archer, Hamill, Kluber, and Arrieta. Taking a look at DeGrom a little later compared to Harvey. Archer's got the 3rd best strikeout rate per 9. Kluber, the 4th best strikeout rate, but only 69th for hits per 9. Next 5 up are Bumgarner, Keuchel, Cole, Gray, and Price. Dallas Keuchel leads the majors in inning pitch. That 91 stamina he's got could rise. When it comes to Sonny Gray, 12th hits per 9, but not a strikeout machine, just 53rd among all pitchers. When you look at Bumgarner, and he's a great example, he's got a hits per 9, strikeouts, walks in the 70s, even the 60s there. But look at the other ratings that I'm not factoring in: clutch, the break, those kinds of things. That's what makes him a 92 overall. You look at his numbers, he's a 60th best hits per 9, 23rd for strikeouts, 24th for walks. A lot of people wonder why Garrett Cole isn't more than 90 overall. Well, here's a few reasons. 44th hits per 9, which is worse than Anibal Sanchez and Matt Harvey. 28th best strikeouts. So he's not in the top 25 in either of those categories. That's going to hold him back below, diamond status. And David Price, looking at him, another guy, 70, 72, 86, 68 in some of the categories we're measuring. Those are all really accurate. It's that stamina, which is also very true, and some of the other factors that keep him at a 92 overall. I think he'll be okay there. Looking at 16 through 20, this is where it gets interesting. There's Harvey, Felix, Liriano, which has the 3rd best hits per 9, 10th best strikeouts in baseball. Hamill's only the 53rd hits per 9. Danny Salazar owns the 5th best strikeout rate in baseball. Taking a closer look at Harvey, 35th in hits, 36th in strikeouts, 34th in walks. Jacob deGrom, his teammate, is actually better in real life in all 3 of those categories, but when we stack up their ratings one on top of the other, hits, strikeouts, walks, Harvey's got the advantage. And so that's something that could fall. I think Harvey is definitely a downgrade candidate, while deGrom is an upgrade candidate. I think they could be very closely rated, in fact. Felix Hernandez, it's the walks that are hurting him. 96 in walks in real life, and you look at the game, he's got an 80. That could drop. I think Hernandez could get some downgrades. He's pretty good everywhere else. I think the attributes are fine. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw 96 overall, though. 21 through 25, Michael Wacha, Carrasco, which is 96 in hits, but 7th in strikeouts. Tanaka, Buchholz, and Pineda, great with strikeouts and walks, but but 136th in hits. When we look at Tanaka a little closer, hits and strikeouts and walks are all consistently ranking around 25 to 30 in baseball. It's the innings pitched that probably dropped him in my ranking just because he hasn't pitched a lot. I think his 90 overall is fine. Don't worry about him. Looking at 26 through 30, you got Anibal Sanchez, Samardzija, Syndergaard, who's trending up, 12th best in strikeouts, 33rd best in walks, Herron, and then Chen of the Orioles. Other notable rankings to take a look at is Gold, James Shields, he's 33rd, 8th best in strikeouts. A.J. Burnett's 35, Carlos Martinez is 39, he's got the 19th best strikeout, 27th best hits, I like him. John Lester, 86 overall, appears at number 42. What's the problem? 97th hits per nine, 32nd in Ks. Cologne gets in the top 50 because only Phil Hughes has fewer walks per nine among qualified starters. This is the last page of notable starters that we're going to talk about. Remember, the full spreadsheet is in the bottom. Check out that link. 52 is Walker. 53 is Zimmerman, big downgrade candidate. 106 is Strasburg. Verlander's all the way down at 177. I did not rank Jose Fernandez. He wouldn't accurately rank with only 2 starts, but I think his 92 overall is fine at this point. Room to grow as long as he doesn't falter down the stretch. I thought it was worth taking a closer look at Strasburg. Fewer innings pitched, obviously, with the injuries this year. He's lower in the ranks, but that hits per nine at 62 is really accurate. He ranks 162nd in real life hits per nine, and the walks is at 93, so that 73 rating is pretty good. It's the stuff like velocity and break that's why he's still a gold, guys. So if they decide to downgrade anything, it's going to be one of those categories, and that's why he'll probably drop. I'm not convinced. He still may stay gold. Verlander's all the way at 177th, but it's really bad news for him. 115th hits per nine, 163rd strikeouts per nine. He is not bouncing back. Now, here are 4 other starters I like moving forward as potential upgrade candidates. Lance Lynn, 16th best strikeouts per nine. Trevor Bauer also got good stats, 43rd in innings pitched, 22nd in hits, 34th in strikeouts. And Hector Santiago, 21st in hits per nine, 50th in strikeouts per nine. And finally, one guy you may not have heard of is Cody Anderson of the Indians. He's only pitched 30 innings so far, but he would lead the majors in the hits per nine and walks per nine if he qualified. When we talk about relievers and closer rankings, I average saves, hits, strikeouts, walks, home runs, and FIP. Look up that stat, guys, if you haven't seen it. But here's the problem. When you look at the actual attributes on the relievers and closers cards, like Betances, we've got stats in the upper 90s, 98, 99 for the hits and strikeouts and the home runs. Why is that? Because their stamina is so low. So even though that those attributes are incredibly high, they've had to rig the system. The developers made it so that they'd be a 90 overall or a 91 overall like Chapman because the stamina is low and other things are low. And that's where I'm not going to try to get into guessing what the algorithm or the formula, how they weight these guys is, because it's impossible. So check out that spreadsheet just to see who are some of the better names on the closer and reliever stat sheet, like a Wade Davis we know of. A.J. Ramos for the Marlins, take a look at his numbers. Storin, Carson Smith, even a guy like Mark Lowe, really up-and-comer for the Mariners. Check these guys out in the spreadsheet. And don't forget, we got the MLB 15 The Show All-Star Game coming up Monday at 8 o'clock Eastern, live on Twitch. Method Man versus Cardinal Bird 5, the #1 Diamond Dynasty player out there. Really looking forward to this. Be watching with you guys along with the Home Run Derby on TV. So check it out. Make sure you enjoy the All-Star Game and follow me on Twitter, MLB The Show _tips, and subscribe here for more Diamond Dynasty hitting and pitching tips for the show.